Morning, everybody. Should be popping up live here any second now. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? So we had news at what, 9:45? Yeah, PMI or something. I can't remember. ISM. The hell was it? PMI. We got ISM at 10. All right. All right, good, David. Thank you. All right. Man, what a morning. Phew. What a morning. I may just commentate this whole morning, which is good for you guys probably, because I've already booked $750 today on 2 really good trades in the pre-market, in the NQES, that scenario. I'll show those in a minute. But a little side note, the ES and the NQ are mirroring each other this morning. That is something I determined this morning. They are truly mirroring each other. And if the ES has a setup that contradicts what the NQ is doing, the ES is giving up the ghost. I mean, the setup has started working a couple times, but the NQ takes over and determines the actual direction. So the NQ setups have been more fruitful than the ES this morning. And that's where I made my money, was recognizing, holy shit, it's the NQ, not the ES, determining what the hell's going on. And true to form, the YM and the RTY are off, just lollygagging with them. Lollygagging with themselves. I haven't done a damn thing in gold today. Gold had a beautiful 1 minute gold line trade early at 8:06 in the morning, man. Beautiful setup. I completely missed it real early, but it was beautiful. I mean, like you'd have to have been blind not to take it if you were paying attention to the market then. Good job, Stuart. Well, if your wins are bigger than your losses, then you're doing it the right way. So right now, in my radar would possibly be a 1 minute gold line and or retest of the prior day close in the NQ. Same scenario in the YM. So I'm glancing at all of them. There you go, Stuart. What the hell are you even on here for? Shut it down. Go fishing or whatever, golfing, whatever you like to do. Whatever you like to do. Go do that. Don't give it back. That's why I'm not trading the rest of it. That's why I'm probably done unless something just punches me in the face. You know, I took $752 before shit, man. I was done at, when was I done? I was done at 8:39 this morning. And because I put that mental thought in my head of being done, I did miss the short in NQ at 914. I really, damn, it did the trade the opposite way of the trade I took for my money. It took the reversal of that same trade, and I completely just missed it. Probably still too busy patting myself on the back for the money I made. So I missed the reversal of the exact same trade. Ah. Come on. Somebody do something. I like when the market runs. What I don't like is when the market runs away. Right now, all it's doing is running away. If we get lucky, Jim, gold will roll back up on top of that red line. Do that little crossover retest. That'd be great. Of course, it may take that short. Shit, now it's coming back down. Jesus. Big candles. Big candles. God dang it. I'm telling you, the NQ is just, fuck, come on, guys. What are you doing? Trying to make up all of yesterday's money in with no setups? What the hell? Come on. So, like if you look at gold, for example, right now, we are way up this morning. So let's just talk about that for a second. See gold right here. Wait, where am I? Here's the open down here. We are way up this morning. Now we haven't gotten up to yesterday's information, but we are way up from this morning. So I'm just, I'm a little leery of anything short right now in gold because it's so far up. All right, come on. Here we go. We might be getting something. RTY is starting to set something up. NQ's trying. There's too many buyers in the market right now. Come on. Yeah, there you go, Stuart. Exactly. I'm done. I'm done. Most likely I'm done. I'm going to have to see an inside candle with a push one way and then a run the other. I'm probably done. Something's just going to have to punch me in the face. But there goes gold. There goes gold. Okay, gold. Good job. Now let's Let's cross back over and set up for something long. Gold is, there we go. Gold is now getting us to something long, maybe. Damn it. I got too much shit on my desk, man. Yeah. Hey, Jim, in my opinion, gold's just too far up today to worry about anything short right now. There's going to be too many support things pushing it back up. For some reason, they want it to be long today. Unfortunately, that same scenario is what's causing us to not catch anything in the freaking NQ or the ES or the RTY. They're just running away right now. That's okay. We'll get through this 10 o'clock news and maybe something will happen. Yeah, patience, exactly. Patience. Look at that. Damn. Look at gold. Jesus. There is definitely a battle going on with gold right now. Wow. 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 Now it's rolling back down again. Well, Tony, I'm going to tell you this. Okay. It doesn't make me right, doesn't make me wrong. It's just, certain trades, 1 minute gold line, static lines, I'm looking for a reaction. If I don't get that reaction, I really don't mind taking my stop, slamming it up, and just taking a small loss or calling it a day, because I need that reaction that I was anticipating. If the reaction doesn't happen, then I might have jumped into a trade that is not a good trade for my setup. That's partly why I say on the 5 minute red line, listen, man, you've got to have a little bit of patience, and you got to have some gas in the tank of ability to take a loss that's a little bit heavier than the other trade setups, because the 5 minute red line needs to work because you're using 1 minute candles. And therefore, you should also be using bigger targets on that 5 minute red line than on your 1 minute gold lines or your static lines. All right, there's your 10 o'clock news. Woo-wee. Man, gold just got punched in the face from that. Look at the YM. Woo-wee. Yeah, this is a good reason to stay out of it. Oh, no, you got to wait till that news is over, George. And that was not a smooth pullback to that gold line, George. Go back and look at your YM. There's no smooth pullback there. A smooth pullback is a straight line. It's not this freaking meandering bullshit till you get to your gold line. Yeah, that news is terrible. So now the news is over. Maybe the market will start doing things. Maybe the market will start doing things. For example, the ES, the news is over. The news is over, and the ES has a 1 minute gold line possible setup now that the news is over. So let's see if we get a consolidation candle in here and then a possible long. Like to see a consolidation candle right in here, which is what we're getting right now. an inside candle to this, like it to close. I mean, shit, we got 30 seconds for it to close. Like it to close, and then have a rotation up. But it needs to stay inside this candle, which it didn't do. So, Jesus. All right, hold on. The setup's still not over. We're just going to wait. Just going to wait. That's the problem with news spaced out throughout the morning. You've got to just, you got to be patient until it's over with. No, the 5-minute red line, Ryan, because you can do the 5-minute red line in gold at this time of day, because gold opened at 8:20. It didn't open at 9:30. All right, here we go. Let's keep looking here. We have a potential right here. We've got the same potential. Trying not to blow shit. God damn it, Bob. Fuck. Hold on here. God damn it. Sorry, I just get my charts. My NQ, I'm going to have to delete my NQ chart and start over because it keeps getting stuck when I shrink it. Well, maybe we'll get a retest down here together. That would be nice. If we get the ES and the NQ to the prior day close at the same time after a crossover retest. You know how many times do I chirp about it has to come back and retest, and then I'll shut down the videos, and then I'll come back like 3-4 hours later and I'll look at the chart and they did it. They finally capitulated way up here somewhere, came down and tested that line that they blew through and never tested the top of. I mean, it's like, all right, this may go long. So this is a valid setup right here. And you got two tops. You got two tops. This one already did go long. This one already did go long. Let me see here. See, where's George? That's a smooth pullback, George. See, each candle top is lower than the candle to the left, and it came off of a high. Back to the gold line, and then boom, there's your break, there's your long. And you're like on the ES, your rotation should be back up to here. And that's it. It didn't work. I'd have been out when this candle gave up. That sucker's going to go back up now. Jesus. All right. So see, here it is. I've told you before. God dang it. So here's what I was going to say. I said this earlier, and I'm going to show it to you guys later. The NQ is the one dictating what the ES is doing today. The NQ, if you'll notice, did not break its candle top until this candle. Hence, everything went up. The NQ has been leading the ES today. I know it's trailing behind it to get to the high, but the NQ has been leading the ES today. And I'm going to show that to you in a little bit. That's what made me my money today. Oh, my God. Beautiful. Noah. Beautiful. Beautiful, Noah. Look at that. An inside candle, no less, my buddy. An inside candle, too. Look at that. Now, see, that I would have taken. even though I'm done for the day. See this inside candle here? Bam, bam, gone. Yeah, that's nice. Good job, Noah. Good job. Good job. And look at that. The ES is gone. The NQ is gone. And the NQ is perfect. It's smooth pullback, never pierced the candle to the left. And then when it finally did, it was gone. That's the setup. And that's 25 ticks right there. That's $500. 25 points. That's $500 right there. Boom, boom. $500. And the NQ has been leading the damn ES today. Why? I don't know. It's not normal. But the NQ is the one deciding which direction that ES is going to go. And if you'll notice, the candles on both charts are the same. So, and then when that big green candle went with the ES, so did the one, with the NQ, so did the ES. So on a gold, I'm going to go back to this again. So I'll just say it right now. On gold, we had that news debacle here that created this ridiculousness. I want this thing to come, break this pivot, roll up here. See, it's getting ready to do it. I want it to come up here and break this pivot, roll up here, and then come back down and sit here, and then bam, there's your long. And Jim will be taking that and getting all his money back and multiplications beyond that. When that happens. Yeah, Thumperdink, that's one of the reasons why I started using this. This thing right here is the Trade Saber order thing, because I'd be missing trades because I can't create the order, then drop it in time and all. I can just push the damn button, buy when it breaks, and it just throws the order out there. When this candle right here would have gotten broken, it would have thrown the order in there. And by the way, whoever took that trade, you should, again, I know I got it. Everything's about patience, and everything's about, your P&L. And if you're using a prop firm, whatever the hell you're doing, but the trade was from here to here. Notice that's where the exhaustion happened, here. Because that's where the traders were taking it. They were taking it from here to here. And once it got here, that's when they emptied out the tank. Beautiful trade. Beautiful setup. Beautiful, 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 beautiful trade. Beautiful setup. Oh yeah, David. That was the target. The target was on these trades like this, that the target is the last point of resistance. And that is the last point of resistance. Right there. You go from the rotation point to the last point of resistance. And look at that. See that? It's like rinse, wash, repeat. Rinse, wash, repeat. And what I want you guys to get out of this is recognizing areas where you can take trades and be on the right side of the market, know where it's going, book your money, shut your screen off, and go about your day. Like I'm doing. I got my $750. I'm going about my day. I'm not going about my day. I'm sitting here spending it with you guys, but you know what I mean. You know what you get. You pick up when I'm laying down. Now, this is a 1 minute gold line trade right here, potential. Again, I'm not a big fan of it because there's not a lot of room there, but it is a 1 minute gold line setup right here. Then the YM, because we had our crossover, new high, retest, smooth pullback, retest, inside candle. I would like it if it would do a little inside candle, break down and then back up. That's what I'd like. So just stay there. I know it just blew through. Okay. They're still blowing off their gasket from taking the long. There you go, Jim. Yeah, nobody feels sorry for Jim when he loses $300. When he loses $300. All right, let's see here. Oh, now we're going to do it again here. So we had a nice blow-off candle. They're trying to run it long. Can you see that? Twice in a row, the buyers are trying to run this thing back up. Twice in a row, they've done it. You've had some nice 2 big hammer candles. I would like to see an inside candle. I would love to see an inside. Just stay there. I'd love to see an inside candle and then a push down and then a run up, and then I'm going to be in. And because I got this little tool right here, I don't have to worry about dragging orders around and shit like that. I can just patiently sit here and wait. And then if something happens, I can push the button. If not, I don't have to worry about it. Just sit here. Come on. Well, it's going to run away for me. Are you going to run away? No. Now, if I was in, I'd be protecting the bottom of this candle right here. If I was in, I'd be protecting the bottom of this candle. Yeah, and I'd be out. I wanted it to create an inside. These candles were too big. I wanted it to create an inside candle. How many times I say I don't like big candles. I like little candles in consolidation because they have a tendency to be, it's probably still going to rotate long, but who the hell wants to defend this big, huge position only to go here? Nobody. I don't. It's not about quantity. It's about quality. And this right here, this candle right here, that was quality. Inside to this, oh my God, that was quality. That really was quality. Beautiful trade. Well, the RTY is heading down to a red line, and the YM, which would be rather interesting, rather nice, honestly. The YM may come and test the prior day close. Notice it didn't do that before. It came through the prior day close and went long off the open. So it would make sense that now that it's done this, to come and test this and then go back here again. Does that make sense? First time it did this one, second time do this one. RTY 908. Or what time did you say? 10:08? 10:08? No. Dan Foote. No, this would not be a setup. Because I didn't break the pivot. I didn't break any pivots, major pivots on the rotation up before the pullback. This was the pivot. So I'm still having to break that pivot before the pullback for the long. Am I making sense, Dan? So that's not a valid setup. So we have currently the YM and the RTY sitting off support. And this thing's probably going to go long right here, back to here. And this is probably going to go long. The only problem with this setup here is it broke this pivot on the way down. It's a little early for the red line too, but it's the only support that that's the only support the RTY has on our chart to agree with the YM. All right, so we had an inside candle here. What I would like to see is it to break to the bottom and then go long, but shit. Well, let's just throw the long out there. I'm in. There I'm going to go throw my money away. Yep, there I am going to go throw my money away. Going to defend the bottom of that candle. Come on. Let's go. Come on. There you go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Damn freaking RTY is going. Why aren't you? Oh, I'm out. I should be out. No, I'm not out. How did I not get out? I don't know. I'm not out. Now I'm out. Why am I not out? It didn't take me out. I should be out. That's crazy. I should be out. I'm going to take that up to there. Oh, I see what's wrong. I'm having some shit. I'm having some issues. Yeah, I am out. It just wasn't showing me I was out. I'm having some data issues here. I'm like, how the hell was I not out? Jesus. That is crazy. Now I'm concerned. I don't want to take a trade. You having the same problem as me, short stuff? My order was just like not making any sense. Like it wasn't doing anything. I mean, it got filled. It just didn't tell me until too long. Like I wasn't seeing it. Well, I'm still up $525. That makes me nervous because I might be having some. I mean, is my video quality coming through okay right now? Because if I'm having an internet problem, I want to know. So I certainly don't want to take any trades if I'm having internet problems. I mean, can you guys hear me fine? Is the video good? Okay, all right. That's I'm. We might be getting a W. Let's focus on this RTY because we might be getting a W pattern here. All right, all good. All right. Let's hope this. I want this to keep coming down. I want this to keep coming down, the RTY.
Jeff Haldren.
These people are just going to keep calling. That's a factory there begging me for money or orders or whatever. Well, both. Money and orders. Okay. Now, I want you to stop. And then I want to be looking for the long off this close of this candle because we have a W pattern right here. You see that? Does everybody see that? Off of a red line. That would be a beautiful trade long because it means the rotation is from here to here. Well, it's pushing down. What's going on? I'm still not giving up on it, even though it broke this pivot. This candle has to start fighting long. This candle right here has to start fighting long. It needs to get its head north of this red line. It's trying. It's trying. It's got to get its head north of this red line. Good job, Patch. Good job. Yeah, I told you should know this by now, guys. I took the YM, so you should have taken the RTY. Come on, man. How many times have I told you? Don't take the trade I'm talking about. Take the one that matches it. This one worked. This one sat still. And there goes your W right there. There goes your W. God dang, there goes your W. It broke that top of this candle right here. This should rotate through here now. Just keep following the back of your, once these candles close now, I'd keep following the back of them till at least gets through here and your target's up here. I'm not touching any trades right now because of what just happened on my data. Now what we need is this candle, or not necessarily this candle or next one to continue this direction and break this pivot right there. You go. There you go. There you go. Now your stop should be underneath this candle for sure. And we're up inside that 9 EMA. Okay, so pullbacks are normal. Stop texting me. Come on, we broke this pivot here. That was very important. Now this should push up. Yep, you should count on your 9. I hope some of you guys are in this. You should count on your 9 now. Just keep pushing. And the back of your candles should continue sequencing like this did on the way down. Okay? So there you go. There you go. This was all planned to come and sit on this 9 now. Now we should rotate up. We should rotate up. Come on. There you go. There you go. Now you can decide what you want to do, if you want to hold it out to here or whatnot, or follow the back of the candles. But that's a W pattern right there. I don't like the fact that this leg went lower than this one, but we did come back and break this pivot here, which is important. This pivot right here is important. God dang it. Are you going to? Fuck. It just, I'd be out. I'd be out. I'd be out. I'd have been out when that candle was gone. You freaking ugly, dirty dogs. This right here is just not cooperating. The YM is not cooperating. There it goes. Forget it. Forget it. God damn it. Yeah. Piss me off. What they did is they came back. See this break right here? They came back and tested that break. They tested the entry and then rotated it up. So frustrating. So frustrating. If I told you how much money I lost worrying about fibs, Thumperdink, I could pay you to go away forever. Damn it, that freaking pisses me off. This candle right freaking there. It just queered the pattern. What we want is the leg that came down, we want the leg to be the same going up. That's the way I want it. And then once it gets up inside here and starts creating space, I just follow pivots then, knowing the target's up here. It didn't give us that opportunity. Just ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous. Because it's still going to do the same damn thing. It's still going to go to the target. God damn it. I don't know. No, I don't think so. Mine did exit exactly where I had it. It's just my screen wasn't telling me that. So I didn't miss anything. I got in, I got out. It's just my screen wasn't telling me that. And what told me that was when I grabbed my target and tried to move it and it didn't do it. So it's like I got my fill where I had it. I got my fill where I had my out. I mean, everything was perfect. It's just I couldn't see it. I may have to clean out my cache again. I do that on a regular basis. I have, 5 screens going and shit like that. So my cache gets filled up fast. You may want to do a Google search on that. Not Google. You might, if you go into Ninja, their trading, their website, and do a search on how to clear your cache, they'll tell you how to do that. Yeah, you might want to clear your cache out. I probably need to do that myself because I have not done that in about a month. And what's happening is behind the scenes, my Ninja is storing all my data and all that crap for all these screens. And I leave my charts on 24/7 for the most part. So my data is just ridiculous. And I really need to clean it out. And I don't want to shut down my chart right now and do that and then load it back up because then I might as well just shut the trading room down to do that. I don't want to do that. Well, that stupid YM sure did do another overnight open trade, didn't it? Didn't it? Came back and retested this again. What a pain in the ass. What a pain in the ass. Where am I? Whoa. I don't want any. Why are we doing that? Yeah, that's probably your problem, is you need to clean out your cache. What'll start happening also, because that's what happens to me, is my screens will just completely freeze altogether. If I don't clean it, if I continue to just trade, my screens will completely freeze. And then I'm having to log into Ninja and close whatever trades I'm in manually, which is scary because you don't know what's going on. You don't know. Well, I mean, you can see on your market, you can. But why am I Mr. Text Guy today? I have 12 texts since I've started this live stream in my freaking thing. Boy, Jim, that would have been an aggressive setup, but that inside candle at 1028 after the two pivots to the left in gold were broke, and then that candle, that 1028 consolidation candle, and boom, the long. Did you take that? Yes or no? Yeah, Mark. I just don't freaking remember to do it. And that's probably exactly why. Okay, I thought you probably got that. That's probably exactly why my shit froze. That's probably exactly why my stuff froze. Those two pivots being broken to your left was a good signal, Jim. And is Thomas on here? So NQ had a 1 minute gold line. I don't know if anybody took it. Knowing that the NQ is leading the ES, I mean, that'd probably be the one I'd be trading today. There was a 1 minute gold line that set up in the NQ at 1031. That should be rotating back to the high, and that's exactly what the damn thing's doing. All right, so here's your NQ. Here's your crossover. High. See, the finger went through the daily high. The finger tells you what's going on. This little, hey guys, we're going to go here, but only the guys that have the inside knowledge need to know this. Not the idiots that chased it out of the top. And then we brought it back to the gold line, and then boom, they're going to roll it right back up to there. That was your set. There it goes. That's your setup. That's your setup. You had your crossover. Here's your below the gold line. Here's your full candle. Donchian Channel. Your smooth pullback. Boom, boom, boom. It is struggling, but I mean, it's struggling because of the time of day, Harold. I mean, it is 10:30, and the 1 minute gold line gets harder and harder to work as time goes on. Damn it. Where am I? Sorry, I might as well reset my whole NQ chart if I'm going to close down my system today and clear out my cache. My NQ chart is all screwed up. Yeah, it reached for it and then didn't get there, which is a bad sign for the longs. That is a bad sign for the longs. I'm sorry, Jim. What was your exit? I didn't see it. Oh, sorry, Thomas. Jesus, I've got the attention span of a chimpanzee. You know that, right, Thomas? You know that. I got no attention span. Your message, your email that you sent me. Yeah. So what Jim did in gold corresponds with what your email was that you sent me, Thomas. And it's a video that I've struggled to put out because I just don't know that people are going to I still got people that don't know what a smooth pullback is on a 1 minute gold line, let alone explain to them, you had these pivots broken to your left. And so, like, for example, here's the trade that Jim took. Okay. He has his settings at 5 on his pivots. These were trending down, these two pivots. Okay. And these were trending down. But then all of a sudden you had this big run up and you broke both of these pivots. So what does that tell you? What do I talk about? It tells you that now the market wants to go the other way. So where's it going to go the other way from? Well, it sat right on top of that red line, didn't create space, didn't do anything, did a consolidation candle, and boom, that was Jim's long right there. Right out the door. So it's looking at the settings on a 5 minute, 5 minute pivots and seeing that the market is changing directions and or continuing the direction by breaking those pivots, finding support, and then taking the trade off that support. The problem with that is you have to really understand what's going on with these candles to start taking that stuff. And I just don't talk about it in here because we're also talking about rotations, for example. Let me see if I can find one. Yesterday was much better example. Maybe I can find some over here. But you start talking about, okay, so like right here, you start talking about rotations to the long side when you're below the red line even, which is one that I took yesterday. And I want people to figure out how to make money first before how to make money all day long. And you got to be doing it with the right instrument too, because it's got to be an instrument that the risk reward is worth it. So in gold, having a stop here in case this candle doesn't work is not a big deal for Jim to take that loss because the reward is big. But some of these other instruments like the ES, if you're doing things like this, you might get your head clobbered because the reward may not really be there. The NQ and gold, those are the places that those type of trades, the reward is there for the risk because they move so sporadically. I mean, they move so big. You don't want to get down and dirty necessarily on pivots in the YM and in the RTY and in the ES because you could just end up getting chopped up. So I don't know about I don't know if I should do a video on that or not, is what I'm saying. Because it's really something that you feel. If you'll notice, another thing, Thomas, the only thing Jim's trading, the only thing he's trading is gold. So he's sitting there and he's hyper focused on what the movements are going on in gold. Now he did take an NQ trade a week or so ago because I called out a trade that he took and hammered for a bunch of money. But he's focused on gold. He's staring at gold. Boy, that gold line in NQ is fighting to push it. It's fighting to get it to the high. It really is. It's defending the pivot that caused it to rotate. I'm going to screw up my chart again, but I'll do it. The pivot that caused the rotation is still defending this one right here. You following what I'm saying, Thomas? So I'm not trying to hide things from people. I'm certainly not doing that. You know that. You know that. But I just don't want to overload people when they're trying to learn. And then the other thing is too, a couple things that, people really need to learn is not just the patterns, which, for example, gold just did a beautiful 1 minute gold line. I'm assuming, did anybody see the 1 minute gold line that it just did? And I'm sure Jim's still in this trade, by the way. But you had boom, 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 these tops, and then boom, here's your long right here. If this top got broke right here, and there it is. It's rolling its way up. You took that one, Thomas? Okay. Well, hopefully it gets you somewhere. Jim's selling all his big contracts up here. I can't find where he's 96.90. So Jim's selling all his big you're going for the big shebang, Tom. I get you. Let's look at you, Jim. You're going for the whole enchilada now. I got you. He's going all the way for the high. This 9 EMA, is hopefully going to push it there. Good job, Ryan. Oh, I got to do that, Thomas. It's obvious that's what happened to me. My cat, and I'm running 5 charts. And like I said,
Ryan Anderson,
I keep it running all day. I keep my charts running all day because I work and whatnot, and I may come in and take a trade because something crazy sets up or whatever, How is what valid? Oh, you don't have, okay. I don't know how to say your name, but the one asking how come it didn't break the Donchian Channel. It doesn't have to break the Donchian Channel. I have the Donchian Channel there. Okay. So I've said this many times. I have the Donchian Channel there to help you see things. I don't use the Donchian Channel at all. Bob Anderson doesn't give a flying F about that Donchian Channel. I'm looking at when the market changes direction. See these pivots here in gold? When those got broke, we're going this way. Nah, we're not going this way anymore. So that pullback is something that I anticipate. We had our crossover. Here's our reset candle. We had our crossover. Boom, boom, gone. Has nothing. The Donchian Channel is really there to help you guys who struggle to see pivots. Jim sees pivots better than I see pivots. So, but I leave that Donchian Channel on there for you guys. You guys, it helps you see. But the market made up its mind right here. This candle right here was where the market made up its mind. We're no longer going short, we're going long. Forget the damn Donchian Channel. But I have that there to help you guys because a lot of people just can't see. They don't see the stair steps and the pivots. They just don't see it. And some of us just see it real easy. I literally knew when these two pivots got broke by this candle right here from this. See this deliberate run up, the break. That was it. That was the market saying, okay, we're no longer going down. We're going up. Yeah, in gold. That's what I'm talking about, in gold. So I am talking about in gold. This candle right here. That was the police officer in the middle of the interstate telling you, no, you're going that way now. We no longer going that way. And Jim saw that, and so Jim took the rotation right here. And he's hoping to make more than most people make in a month if it'll go from here to here. What is going on? Man, so NQ did finally go through that high. So this rotation did work. It was just very painful. It was just, it never broke the pivot candle that entered. It never broke it. It just was very ugly getting there, but it did get there. So note to self, fix my freaking NQ chart so I can start controlling it again. Note to self. So you go back to gold, for example. Your confirmation of what I'm talking about is here's this pivot on the bottom side. Here's the pivot. Here's the next pivot on the bottom side. So we're stepping long. The sign that that was going to happen was right here when we broke these, pushing it down. We had 1, 2, 3 in a row to the downside, and then bam, got punched through. The last one to get punched is right here. We just punched this one that tried to push it back down right here. So we just keep walking. We should just keep walking up, hopefully, for Jim's sake. Well, that's why, Harold, look at the person making the most money sitting here in this trading room is Jim, and he's trading gold. He's trading gold. He's not trading the ES and the YM and the RTY. He don't give a rat's ass about them. He's trading gold. And every one of you that are new to trading or relatively new, you need to pick an instrument that, I've said this before, pick an instrument that fits your personality, learn it, understand it. I'll give you the pros and cons of any one of these. If you're trying to figure out which one to trade, I'll give you the pros and cons of every single one of these instruments if you want, because I pretty much know their personalities. And then you can decide. Maybe you want to look at two. Like, for example, the ES and the NQ are mirroring each other today. I mean, like tick for tick. And I'm going to show you that on my trades that I took earlier. I forgot to do that. So I'll do that here in a minute. But he's not trading all these. I'm the one that's like an idiot sitting here trying to juggle all these charts so I can show you guys different instruments. I'm the freaking idiot. Trust me. Jim's not an idiot. He's not doing that. Jim's not an idiot because he's not doing that. He's trying to stick one thing in his freaking claw and understand it inside and out and then trade it. Does that make sense, Harold? There's no way, if you're new to trading, you could sit here and look at 5 charts like I am right now. Well, I see what you're saying, Trader Joe. I mean, I could spend, 3 minutes telling you about each of them right now. I have said it 50 times if I've said it once, and maybe I could do a video. Let me write that down. And just give my perspective. I'll do that, Trader Joe. I'll put a video together of my perspective of each of my perspective of each one of these. Because, you know, I hate the ES. I absolutely hate the ES. But it does one thing really good, in my opinion. If you're trying to trade PAs and evals, it does one thing really good. And that is it's just rinse, wash, repeat of rotation, pivot breaks to the left, back to the gold line, and then it rotates back up again. And it'll make you money over and over and over again. Yeah, see, Jim's telling you right here. Yeah, exactly, Jim. And Jim was probably an NQ trader for 6 years. And I'm just going to put words in your mouth, Jim, but I just, I kind of think we know each other a little bit, but because Jim's a little bit of a cowboy. So, you got to have a little bit of cowboy in your blood if you're going to be an NQ trader. I mean, you got to have a little bit of cowboy in your blood if you're going to be an NQ trader. You got to have some kaputzas because it's vicious. I don't even lunatic. I swear to God, excuse me, I'm going to use some foul language here. I fumble fuck my way through it every time I do that. Seriously, I have to. I don't know if he's in here. If Matt, you're in here, go ahead and say hello. He may be in here, he may not. Half the time I have to call Matt. How do I do this again? Because I'm a tech idiot. I am a tech idiot. But I do know Ninja tells you how, if you go, even if you're not a Ninja, even if you're not even using Ninja, you can go into the Ninja platform and do a search or a little help thing, and it'll tell you how to do it on the Ninja, because you are using Ninja Trader platform. But I'm a tech retard, man. I mean, I'm the last person to do a video on how to do anything when it comes to anything beyond reading the charts. I am a tech idiot. All I know is it's in your folders. You gotta delete. It's in your folders. You've got to delete data, but it's in a subset of your Ninja 8 folders. That's all I can remember right now. Yeah, Joe Clark's kind of giving you an idea. It's in your Ninja 8 folders. You got to actually delete the folder. Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. Let me look. I'm sorry. No, Brian. Bram, sorry. No, Bram, sorry. That is not a setup. It's a support for the direction, but it's not a setup. So let me tell you why it's not a setup, okay? Because we've been here multiple times. See, we got inside this gold line and we banged off of it multiple times. Even though this is the first time we broke the Donchian channel, you still got to look back on how did we get here. So for example, let me do this. Let me find, okay, right here. So let me give you an example. So gold. All right. We had the reset candle. Forget the red line. Pretend the red line doesn't exist. So because that's not the crossover I'm talking about. We had the reset candle down here and we went across gold. We broke these pivots to the left, showing us we're going long. We had you for all intents and purposes, Donchian channel, and then you had the smooth pullback into your gold line. Bam, there's your long. Okay. What happens later when you're in a trade, Bram, and let's say you're short here. Say you took a short, You want that gold line to help you by keep pushing price down. But the momentum is not really there for you to be taking a break short because you've hit it multiple times. Okay. Lunatic, I have I have done everything wrong with my ninja you can imagine. I'm just fortunate that I have a couple people that are in this trading room and stuff like that, that I can draw upon to help fix my stuff. Like Matt is a tech genius for me. He understands this stuff. He also is a tech person for the government. So he actually does it for a living. Oh, wow. Is gold going to do a 5-minute red line? All right. Everybody's putting the stuff in there. That's good. Yeah. I'm going to, when I shut the trading room down, I'm going to clear out my cash. I'm not taking any trades until I do that, because I don't like the fact that I can't move my stuff. Like, my stuff is just frozen. Yeah, gold did it. I don't like the size of the candle, but gold did it. I totally don't like the size of the candle. Yeah, see, so I know I don't have it open yet. But like, gold is sitting on the red line. Okay, so let me do this. I think it's on here. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Don't get excited on me yet. Let me do this. This is something I'm kind of working on that I haven't shown you guys yet. So let me see this. So this is a 5-minute candle running in conjunction with this. Okay. And it's telling me the 5-minute candle is 42 seconds from closing. All right. So it's telling me my high candle is actually this one right here. So this is what a 5-minute trader is looking at. So a 5-minute trader is looking at a huge candle because it's way the hell up here. So that when you see that, there's a potential of a lot of noise in here. So the actual 5-minute candle does not close for another 10 seconds. You like this little thing? Somebody sent me this from Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm pretty sure Charlotte, North Carolina. So now our new 5-minute candle has a high right here, but it may be the gas that starts the engine. So let's see here. There it goes. The gas that starts the engine. And remember, your high is right. Hold on here. Your high is right here. Okay. That's your 5-minute high right there. It's this candle. This candle is your 5-minute high. So you can identify which one's which. Yeah, I just have to figure out how to really use it, Lunatic. I like because it's only for, it's obviously only for one trade type. And so it doesn't correlate to the gold line or the static lines. So what should happen, since this is our rotation, this candle here, when we go through this candle right here, okay, which we just did, then we should get acceleration from the 5-minute traders to confirm that they want to go long. We've actually poked through it, so let's just see what happens here. Of course, these are big candles. These are big candles. Big candles. Holy cow. That was some big candles that got us back off that 5-minute red line. So a 5-minute trader right now, so let me give you this too. So a 5-minute trader, the bottom of their candle that they're trading is right there. Okay. The top of the candle to the left is right here, but the bottom of the candle we're currently forming is right here. So in my mind, they're going to want to defend that. Does that make sense? And they're going to want to rotate out of here. Let me blow this up so I can see this stuff. So again, remember, this is our high right here. They have gone through the high, so hopefully that means they're going to actually go. And right here, we are a minute and 12 seconds, because it's got a timer, from this candle closing. This 5-minute candle, which I'm going to mark the new high and the new low when that's over, so I can see what they're seeing. So what they've done, which is not good, they stuck their head through the top and rolled it over. That's not good. That is not good. And the new high for this candle is right here. They have not broke the low of this candle. See this candle right here? The low of this candle is obviously right here where the pivot is. That's just coincidence, but that's it. So a 5-minute red trader is really not doing much right now. And if they break the bottom of that candle, that could be the end of the story. So we've got a new candle forming. So my new bottom is right there for this candle. My new top is right here. So it defended the bottom, but it did not blow through the top. What was I doing here? So this is a brand new candle. So we're just sitting in consolidation. So when I talk about the 5-minute red line, like say this was your entry right here, this candle, you technically should defend this as your stop. And that's why your targets need to be big. Because like if your entry is, man, I'm telling you, I need glasses. Well, I do have glasses. If your entry is 88.40, your stop is 86.70. That's not too bad. $170 actually. That's actually not bad because you had this small candle. But your target should be larger, and it just ticked it. Just ticked it. I use kinetic. Thomas. I don't know. I used kinetic years ago. I've used kinetic anytime I've ever been live trading, even when I was trading with AMP futures. I've always used kinetic. I've never had a problem with it. I've always had good fills. You know what? I've never had a problem. And even today's situation is not a kinetic issue. I'm 1,000% confident it's my damn cash is full. Because it dawned on me when that happened. I went, shit, I haven't cleaned my cash probably in at least a month. At least a month. All right, see you, Mike. What instrument, Thomas? Because I mean, and roughly what time? Because I don't know, you guys may not know this, but I look at the gap. I glance at the gap. Because sometimes the gap is there, and I just don't want to take a trade if the gap is so big. Yeah, so what that 5-minute candle just did is it showed me this is the newer low and the newer high, and we just went through the top of it. So there should be some acceleration here to the long side because we've gone through this candle. This 5 minutes has been consolidating right here. We finally broke through the top of 2 5-minute candles. So there should be some long movement. Let's see here. Yeah, well, that time of the morning, Thomas, you're going to get some slippage, man. I mean, it's just that's why I don't like trading so early in the morning. And I look at, so like in my chart over here without having to put a DOM up, I look at my gaps. I glance at my gaps. And if my gaps are big, I don't put a trade in because I don't want to start $50 in the hole. Gold is notorious for that early in the morning. I mean, they all are. I mean, it's just, that's why I don't like trading in the pre-market, the early pre-market. Okay, so I'm going back to Shakirma's question. Bob, out of your trading strategies, if you had to trade one strategy, what would it be and why? Well, all right, so I'm going to answer that two ways. If I'm new to trading and I'm trying to learn, and I'm trying to pass an eval and I'm trying to pass a PA and, that kind of stuff, I would trade the 1 minute gold line and I would trade it on the ES. And I would just wait for it to rotate above, for example, on a long, create some breaks and pivots to the left, come back, sit on top of that gold line, wait for that candle to consolidate, take it long, and then bring it and have my target back at the pivot high, create, for example, on a long, at the pivot high created from my pullback. And I would just sit there and do that 2-3 times a day, which is exactly what I did back in 2022 when I started this YouTube channel. It was the only thing I did. It was the only trade I took, and it was the only instrument I used. And I was profitable for, I don't remember, like 35 days in a row or something like that. And I got a payout from Apex doing it. And that was back in the day when you had to trade for like 20 days with Apex to even get a payout. Okay. So that answers that question. Now, going forward, now that I, been through all that gauntlet and all that stuff, that's not the trade that's not the trade I would focus on. If I'm more versed, like in my case, and I'm using my own money and I'm capable, I'm able to take a loss of $400 or $500 if that's what it's going to be, because I'm confident that I'm going to dig myself out. Just like Jim. I mean, Jim, it's embarrassing that Jim, I'm just going to say this, Jim, I'm going to call you out. It's embarrassing that Jim sits there and says, I took a $300 loss, because Jim's taking rotations where he's making $3-4 grand. So, nobody needs to feel sorry for Jim that he took a $300 loss. And he had I'm sure he had a smirk on his face when he even said that. So if trading with your money and you understand how to, and you psychologically understand how to take losses and psychologically understand how to take profits, meaning you understand that this trade may fail and you're going to take your loss, and you understand that this trade may work, but your target needs to be up here, not just green, and then you close it out, which is what a lot of new traders do. Then I would trade gold. I'd 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 trade gold. I wouldn't trade anything else. Not a damn thing else right now in today's market. The money's in gold. Jim said it earlier. He's a 6-year NQ trader. I harped and harped and harped about gold. He's so convinced on gold now, he doesn't know what the hell he was even thinking when he was trading the NQ. But in gold, I would be looking for pivot breaks, rotations, taking 5-minute red lines and 1-minute gold lines. Both of them. And they will make you money over and over and over again. Jim has done this. He leaves, he's probably already left. I don't know if he's still in here or not. And, he does it 1-2 contracts, and he's north of 200 grand this year in profits, trading gold, doing what I just talked about. 5-minute red lines off the 5-minute red line rules and 1-minute gold line trades. And predominantly focusing on pivots. Now, I don't know if I'm talking above your level because I don't know you. So I don't know if I'm talking above your level, but it's, when I talk about pivots, it's a little bit more than what I talk about in my trading videos. Because in my training videos, I'm trying to talk to people that are new into trading on how to recognize valid setups. Here's the simple things here's the little simple checklist things to do. And then you take this trade. The biggest struggle that those new traders may have is, even if they have a checklist, is freezing and not taking the trade when everything sets up. Or number two, once they get in that trade and the trade's going to work, closing it out too early because all they see is profit. And the problem is, and I'm guilty of that myself, but the problem is if you close out your trades too early, then your win rate has to go up for you to stay profitable. And that is tough because it's already difficult to have a 50% win rate. I talk about that. When I finally statistically put it in my mind that I'm going to be wrong 50% of the time statistically, when I made it a statistical calculation, not I'm right, I'm right, this trade's got to be right thing, because all the boxes were checked and the trade's not working. So I'd buy into a bad trade and do stupid shit. When I finally stopped doing that and my statistical calculation was more, and my mathematical mindset was more statistics, that the probability of this trade working is higher than some others. And so therefore, this is why I'm in it. But that also means it may not work, but it's not a big deal because I'm supposed to get 50 ticks off this and I have a 20 tick stop. So as long as I'm right 50% of the time, I'm going to be making money every day. So, there's so many things about trading that are beyond just the setups. It's the mental fortitude to take losses early and to let winners make you money. But if I had to pick one instrument right now to trade for the rest of my life, at this point in time, it would be gold. 5 years ago, it would have been oil. Oil just doesn't have but the interesting thing is oil and gold have very similar setups, very similar patterns. And the difference is gold just has bigger swings in it than oil, because oil's, $60 a barrel, and oil doesn't have a $10 swing. Gold has $10 swings all day long on good days. Today's not one of those days. That's probably why Jim's struggling a little bit to hit his normal targets, because the rotations in gold today are not 10 points. They're more like 5 or 6. Which even 5 or 6 is still $500-$600 a trade per contract. But you got to recognize that the big swings are not there. So let me show you the NQ trade I took this morning in conjunction with the ES trade, so everybody can kind of understand, that I saw that the two were working together. So let me do that. Let me try to do that. I swear to God, I'm going to scream. God dang it, I am going to scream. Hold on here. Hold on a second. This damn thing is just stuck on stupid. Here we go. All right. So the other thing that people struggle with, that I know people struggle with, is the market being deliberate? Is the market not? I talk about this over and over again. You know, the trade setups that I talk about are the probability that they're going to work increases drastically if the movement in the trade is deliberate. Hold on, everybody. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Hold on. I'm looking out. I'm looking out the window of my house, and my Boston Terriers jumped over my fence, and they're out there running around with the golfers. Sorry about that. Jesus. Oh my God. So let's talk about deliberate, and let's talk about the trade that I took this morning. Okay. So I'm gonna walk this through candle by candle. All right. So let's get this over here. And this is what caused me to close out my day and be done. All right. So right here is like 8:33. This is 8:32. So let me find 8:33. 8:33. Okay. So here's the YM and the NQ. I mean, the ES and the NQ. And candle by candle, look at this candle. Look at this candle. Okay. Candle by candle, they're just mirroring each other, literally. Okay. So in the process, this is the overnight open right here. Okay. Now, when we have a deliberate move to the overnight open, and we haven't been there in a while, which we hadn't been there since 4 o'clock in the morning. Now it's 8:30 in the morning. It's a possibility to take a short. But I mean, it ran up there pretty hard, pretty fast. Notice even this is a red candle. That's a red candle. This is a green candle. That's a green candle. This is a red candle. This is a red candle. I mean, these things are mirroring each other. Okay. So I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this and I'm saying, shit, we had an inside candle right here. See that? See this inside candle to this candle? I'm going to take that short. All right. So when this candle closes, I've got my little sell button on and boom, down it goes. And I got a bad fill. Speaking of bad fills, Thomas, that's a bad fill in the ES. I mean, that's a bad fill. All right. So let's go to the next candle over here. Wow. Okay. Big red candle. Is everybody shocked that this is a big red candle? Nobody should be shocked that this is a big red candle when this is a big red candle based on everything that happened here. Everything that happened here. Okay. So let's go to the next candle. Boom. Another big red candle. Okay. Okay. Boom. Oh, see, hold on. Another big red candle. Now, what's the problem? So here's the problem. The problem is I know this thing is mirroring this thing. Candle by candle by candle by candle by candle by candle by candle. But at the same time, we now have a crossover retest of the overnight open in the NQ. So we have conflicting possible directions. Everybody see that? So let's go to the next candle. Next candle. green. Oh, shit. Because guess what? Green. Oh, shit. Okay. So I'm sitting here. Remember, I'm short. I'm short here. Okay. I'm short here. And I see this scenario right here. And I went, oh, crap. If this candle blows, it's over. Because that means this candle blows and it's over. Everybody see that? So I put my stop right above this candle. Bam. Got taken out. And look at that candle. And at the same time, I put a long order in to the break of this candle by pushing my little buy button to go that way. Because we just saw that this is not going to work. This is going to work. Because if this candle here breaks, it's over. Bam. There you are. So I'm out of this trade with like a $50 win. And I'm looking at this trade just running. Now, again, deliberate. Was the market deliberate? It deliberately ran there. It deliberately ran through there and deliberately came back to here. That's the difference. This is not deliberate. But the sharks entered the tank when they did this. And the sharks cleaned out the stops when they did this. And the sharks pushed back the other direction when they did this. And there you go. Bam, bam, bam. This just ran right up, but there's no tradable event for me here because I'm not going to trade the 1 minute gold line into the overnight open. But I am going to take the overnight open back to the prior day close. Bam, there's my money. That was my trade. And it was just like, so me recognizing that the ES in the NQ at this isn't every day, but me recognizing that the ES and the NQ are literally square dancing with each other gave me the hint that I needed to exit this damn thing right now because this thing is blowing up. And that was my trade. Good job, Orville. So I just wanted to show those are my those are my trades. That's why I ended trading. Now, what did the NQ do? Well, let's go back to this again. So let's keep following these candles. What did the NQ do? It sat up here and then it went through. Okay. So now we're at the prior day close. All right. Let's keep watching this. But we're long here. Okay. See this red candle? That matches that red candle. So now we're north of the prior day close. So I'm sitting there saying to myself, well, damn, if we'll sit on top of that prior day close, maybe I can catch a long. Okay. That's how I'm thinking. Because this thing's still being very deliberate. I mean, you can't get much more deliberate than over $500 trade in 1, 2, 3 contracts. Just, I mean, for $5 a tick. You got to remember this is $500. This is $5 a tick. So boom, 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 boom. Nothing. Didn't come back. I'm like, damn. Now I'm getting frustrated. Sitting here. Look at the consolidation, the garbage. We're not being deliberate anymore. So I start losing attention. I stop paying attention really. But then all of a sudden it blows down like that. I'm like, okay. And then it sits there like that. I'm like, oh, maybe. And then boom, down it goes even more. Shit. Okay, hold on. Maybe. No, candle opens and closes below it. So now I no longer have a long. Maybe it'll rotate up and create a short for me. So let's see what happens there. Okay, whoop, down we are. Ooh, oh, big green candle. Okay, all right, it's because now we're starting to be deliberate again. See, we got out of this bullshit. Now we're starting to be deliberate again. Okay. Wow. Well, that would be a nice short back to here, wouldn't it? Oh, you dog. You dirty dog. Candle up there. Crap. Shit. All right. Well, maybe we'll cross over and sit on top and we take a long. Hold on. Let's just see. Because again, we're being deliberate. Look at these candles. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. Let's pay attention. Let's pay attention. Oh, man. There goes all my dreams and hopes. And so I stopped paying attention like a clown. And I swear to God, this is where I see shorts. I don't see shorts as well as I see longs. I've talked about this in this channel 50 ways to Sunday. I see shorts. I don't see shorts as well as I see longs. And so visualize this chart flipped over. Okay, visualize this chart flipped over. Would I have missed this trade? Let's see what happens. Rotate. Bingo. See this? Bingo. Deliberately push down, right back up into the prior day close. Oh my God, an inside candle. Would I have missed this trade if this was long? No, I wouldn't have missed it, but I missed it because it was short. But I missed it because it was short. And it damn thing did the same thing back to here. Frustrating. And it was dictating the whole time it was doing this, it was dictating what the ES was going to do. So I stopped paying attention to the ES because the NQ was driving the direction. Didn't matter what this damn thing was doing. And then boom, down it goes. It's boom, down it goes. Right to there. Anyways, that's the trade. That's the first one. This rotation, because I see the longs better than I see the shorts. And so frustrating. Inside candle, crossover deliberately, retest, inside candle, boom. There's your money. There's your $500+ to the downside, all the way back to the overnight open. Anyways, that's the trade I did take. The long, the short is the one I missed. I really should be up well over $1,000 today, but I'm an idiot, so I get what I get. I'm having a good week, though. I mean, my running total for the week, I'll give it to you right now since I got it sitting in front of me. Is 2205. That's my running total for the week. Obviously, I trade just one account. I don't do copy trading or any of that. So anyways, that's my story. Those are my trades. And that's how I used two markets to kind of tell me what the other one was going to be doing. It saved me a lot of money to see where how the ES was gonna fail by what the NQ was doing, and recognizing that they were both moving together. It doesn't happen every day. Okay, it does not happen every day that their candles literally match. Okay, today it was that way. When the sharks entered the tank, they entered the tank on both instruments, and they made them both do the same thing in conjunction with each other. It's pretty interesting to see that. I mean, the colors of the candles matched, everything. You saw that. Everything matched. All right. Everybody have a good day. I hope you got something out of today. And I know some people had some good trades. Remember, folks, learning how to trade is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Thank you, Lunatic. Thank you. I will try to do a video on each market from my perspective. Again, it's not, it doesn't make me right, doesn't make you wrong. None of that. It's just my perspective based off of my strategy, you know, the pros and cons and stuff like that of using this instrument versus this instrument. Everybody, you know, give me a like if you like. That would be great. How many likes did I even get today? Probably not that many. I don't get many. Nobody seems to like me. Now I got a whole 31 likes. That's pretty sad. Pretty sad. But anyways, all right. Everybody have a good day. Now I'm going to do my other job, which is busy as hell. I am busy as hell right now. I may not even be able to live stream on Monday. Probably not. And Veterans Day is Tuesday, so I'm certainly not live streaming that day because I don't give a shit if the market's open or not. The banks aren't open. No sense in trading. If the banks, let me tell you this, if the banks aren't open, you don't trade. Period. Doesn't matter if the market's open or not. Everybody have a good day. Talk to you later.